On this beautiful day, I went to an animal cafe called Table A that houses a bunch of animals, and I was there on a soulmate date. And it's not like I was out there, on a date. My study abroad program pairs their study abroad students up with Korean students, and so we get to go out with domestic students, just kind of like chat and like build community. But when I was there, y'all, I don't know, it was kind of underwhelming. Maybe because like this wasn't the animal cafe that I really wanted to go to. Like the animals there were cute-ish. Like I wasn't like, oh my god. Like I was kind of like, oh, a porcupine, oh, a turtle. Like I don't know, maybe I sound crazy, but I was just not like super excited. But this was the second floor, and like there were monkeys there, and like my group and I were, well, they were gathering around this mean kitten. Look, I mean, it looks cute now, but give it a second, boom, like the whole demeanor changed. Like he looks mean. Like tell me he doesn't look mean. He looks mean. I think I have a little traumatizing like path or like relationships with cats, because I've never really had a good relationship or experience with cats. So I don't know, but the bunnies were cute, and like the whole experience was like very fun because that was my first time being at an animal cafe in Korea. So yeah, that's what I did on that day. On this day, I went out to have American brunch with a friend. Like that was the one thing that I was missing so much while I was abroad, was American breakfast food. I know that's crazy, but that's just me. I can eat it for dinner, lunch, or breakfast, like anytime. But anyways, we went to this pop-up type of event. I don't know, it was like a bunch of like artists that they turned their work into like postcards, and it was super fun and just super like chic and like cool and artsy. So we loved it, and I like bought 2 postcards, I believe. And then we saw this like beautiful iridescent type of building, and we went inside, and they were talking about the coffee called Kanu, and this actor, he's like very famous. I cannot pronounce his name, but I'll put his name on the screen. Like I know that he was in a very like famous K-drama that I just cannot remember right now. But anyways, we were just having so much fun. They gave us like free coffee. Like we were like walking through the building, like we were going up stories in the building. It was very immersive, and like there's a lot of like cute Instagram worthy places, and I took a lot of selfies. And then we went up to this floor, and we kind of felt like we were in a club or something. Like it was just really cool and really dimmed, and the red was giving. And then they gave us like more coffee, and then we made it up to the rooftop, and this specifically was very cool, like just to see all of Seoul, some of Seoul from the roof, and like taking it in. Like I just felt like I was in one of those scenes in K-dramas where you're just like up in the rooftop and you're just taking in the city as you see it. It was just chef kisses, like and this man, he was enjoying himself on the rooftop. And then we went to Seoul Forest, which is, if you haven't realized, my favorite place on this earth. Everything about it is so ethereal and so calming, and we decided to sit down and just like chill and relax and do some homework. And I don't know, Seoul Forest is my favorite place to be. And like look at this, guys, like look at the sunset. Like oh my gosh, you can't replicate that anywhere else. Anyways, we went out to get some dinner. We got some bomb food here, and then yeah, this is again back at Seoul Forest, and that was what we did for the day. So again, I went to a diner to have American breakfast food because I was really missing American breakfast food. That was the only thing I was missing, y'all. It's just breakfast food. And then later on in the day, I decided to head out with my friend to go see the Banpo Moonlight Rainbow Fountain performance or like thing. And we got some bomb meat. Like this meat was finger licking good. I cannot tell you what type of meat it was, but it was so good. And then I bought that little like light up heart thing. Like I was just like kind of like feeding into my inner child that day. Like I just wanted to feel like a little kid. And the show started, and it was so nice. Oh my god, it was just so cool sitting there watching the lights change. Like it is such like a small mundane thing just to see lights in water, but for some reason sitting there in Korea with my roomie, and like everyone has a little like picnic blanket out, and they're sitting out with their friends or their loved ones or their partner. It was just a vibe. I loved it. But Low-key, guys, I kind of got like a little bit tired of it after like a few minutes. Like when I mean a few minutes, maybe like 20 minutes passed by, and it was kind of like the same thing, and I was like, okay, I get it. Like, but still the magic of it is just super cute. And just also like seeing Seoul at the nighttime, super underrated. And then somebody on their yacht or whatever, on their boat, just started popping fireworks, and I was like, no, like this wasn't even part of the like performance, but I had such a fun day. On this day, I went to a pop-up cafe, I believe, called Petite, and they had like a little Mac computer there, like a screen, and I was like in love with it. And there was like so many like stationery items, and when I see this many stuff, I get overwhelmed. And then my friend and I got a little like snack, you know, to drink. And then this is me with the beer. And then later on that day, my friends invited me to like a lantern type of show in Seoul, like very much near Gyeongbokgung. And like there was a lot of these students with these like, I think a lotus flower like lantern. It was just so beautiful, like again, so magical. And this was like kind of like an overview of all the lanterns that were there, and I think a lot of them, well, this was the one that was right in front of Gyeongbokgung. I don't know the historical significance of them, but it was super cool to take them in and just like view it. And oh my god, this part was the best part of the day. Just like walking under this and taking it in was super pretty. This was my favorite day, well, one of my favorite days in Korea, because I got to go to Lotte World. Oh my gosh, I honestly didn't know much about Lotte World, but I just didn't know. It was just super cool. So I went there with no expectations, and the first place that we stopped by was at Pixie Magic to get our little cute school uniform. Guys, I really felt like, I don't know, I just felt super surreal. Like it was just so surreal. I just didn't know what to do with myself. I didn't know what to choose. I was kind of going for like a sheer type of like inspired look because I love Clueless. And then after we went to go buy our headbands, and again, so many options, I was so overwhelmed, and I was like, okay, let me just find one that like fits the aesthetic and just maybe like I can wear all the time. And so I found this one. This one's really cute. The bow and the red, it just like went with the skirt, and I was just looking cute. I was like, no, I look so cute in this fit. But for the curvy girls, be aware those skirts are very short, so please come with like a little shorts to put underneath it. But this is the inside part, which again, I didn't even know that there was an inside or outside park. The inside park was really cool. Again, we saw these people, like no clue, gamer vibes, you know. And then we went on the first ride, like not really much going on, and it's just kind of giving like spooky vibes ish, but like it was very PG. And then we went outside, and then this is when the magic really began. Like I thought I was at Disney World. I kid you not, guys. I really thought I was at Disney World, and that is one of the dream places, like dream amusement parks that I want to go to so badly. But like seeing that castle and taking pictures in front of it was such a like fulfilling thing for me. Like I was so happy. And one thing about me, I am not a fan of amusement parks. I am scared of roller coasters. I'm scared of anything that goes up and down, like left and right. You rocking me really hard, like that ride right there did not go on. But I was just there for the vibes. When I go to amusement parks, I'm just there for the vibes. That's pretty much why I'm there. And so all I did was just like have fun. I did went on like 1 or 2 rides, I will say. I mean, like to get my money's worth, I went on 1 or 2 rides. But we were there for almost like maybe 4 to 5 hours, and we got really tired. And so we started to kind of like head back closer to like the inside park. But that was the ride that I went on. That was guys, I was so scared. And so we got tired after our final like roller coaster ride, and then we headed back to Pixie Magic to return our uniform. And a magical day, guys. I loved it. On this day, I went on my first cruise in South Korea. Like, it was so fun. I got invited out because it was one of my friend's birthday, and she invited us out on this cruise, and I was so grateful. Like, there was just so many people. The vibes there was so fun. Like, Korean kids, like the little smaller kids, they bring such a like energetic, refreshing vibe, and it was so cool to be on the boat and like see the the nighttime of Seoul, especially this part, was really cool. Like this building I saw everywhere because it's just like so tall. I feel like it's like one of the, like, not a skyscraper, but it looks to me like it looks like a skyscraper in Seoul. Just beautiful vibes the entire night. So this was the day that I basically celebrated my birthday a week before with all the people that I grew very close to during my time abroad in South Korea. And this day was so fun. We went to this, I guess, like restaurant, but we had it to ourselves, and they took so many pictures of me. Like the girlies that were there, if you're watching, a shout out to you. I love you so much. They made my like pre-celebration day like so magical, beautiful, and like so fun. They bought me like a birthday hat. Like I looked adorable, guys. Look at me. It was so fun, and we like drunk and we ate some like appetizers at the place because it was kind of expensive, and then they took us to a club to cut my cake and sing happy birthday. And you can see my face, like I was happy. I was just camera shy, and they had like all the flashlights on me and all of that, and I was like, please, like the introvert me was like, please, that's too much attention. And then they sung happy birthday for me in Korean, and they were struggling a little bit, and so I was like, pause, like what's going on? But other than that, like I had such a fun time. On this day, I decided to go visit Nami Island with a friend, and we took a ferry to the island. And I didn't know that we had to take a ferry to the island. I thought that we could just like hop on like a subway, the train, or whatever and get there, but we took a ferry, and it was really fun. One of my main goals while I was abroad was to explore as much of South Korea as I possibly could, especially saying that I wasn't traveling to any other countries nearby like Japan or whatever. And I don't know, like going to Nami Island, it was just so intriguing how every time I left Seoul, there was just so much to explore and see, and how like South Korea looks so different like once you step out was very fascinating to me. And then this is when we arrived to Nami Island, and I feel like the island is very catered to like kids, or like just like reinvigorating that innocence and that like child energy back into yourself again. So it was really cool exploring it all, and I'll let you guys just kind of like take in all the scenic and nature things that my friend and I explored while we were there. After we went to a cafe to get some snacks, just to like get some energy, and we got some like carrot cake and vanilla ice cream to share. And then after, we headed over to Petite, France, or I should say France. And it was so cool going there. It was just like seeing the architecture and the buildings were super cool. I felt like I was in an like animated school, like childlike movie. I don't know what it was, but the vibes there was super cool to take in. And I honestly, again, don't know the significance about Petite France. I feel like it may be in correlation to like a kid's book or like story in Korea, or just in general, but it was really cool going there and exploring all that it has to offer. This is the day that I visited Itaewon with my friends. This place was on my wish list because of the K-drama Itaewon class, and specifically the place where people are standing on a bridge and they can see like basically that scene right there. It was just super surreal to me, and like just the sunset, everything. Itaewon was very like a cool place to like visit, and I didn't really explore much of it while I was abroad. So my friends and I really took time to kind of like walk around in the streets and see like what was there. And I feel like it was a lot of like restaurants or like clubs or like places that you go in the nighttime, like to like, I feel like Itaewon comes alive very much during the nighttime, but it was really cool overall to come and see it in the daytime. And then as we were walking, we came across the restaurant where Itaewon class like was filmed a lot at, and again, so cool. I loved that drama. I loved that drama. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. And then we went to like another place, like a winery or like a place where you could just drink wine, and oh my gosh, the views are so like you can't get this anywhere. And so we kind of took that in, and then this was the views as we were kind of just like walking back to Yonsei campus. And I hope you guys enjoyed these like bit-sized pieces of my time abroad in South Korea.